Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Federal government to seek other legal alternatives regarding Nnamdi Kanu. Federal government to seek other legal alternatives regarding Nnamdi Kanu. Malami speaks. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. The federal government will weigh its legal options in light of the Court of Appeal's decision regarding the trial of Nnamdi Kanu. Abubakar Malami, the Attorney General of the Federation, said this in a statement released by Dr. Umar Gwandu, the Ministry of Justice Special Assistant on Media and Public Relations. For the avoidance of confusion and in accordance with the court ruling, Kanu was just dismissed and not found guilty, according to Malami. As a result, the necessary legal measures available to the authorities will be used and disclosed to the public as required. The Court of Appeal ruling concerned a single problem that touches on rendition. Let it be made clear that other problems that predate rendition, on the basis of which Kanu jumped bail, remain viable grounds for judicial determination. The statement reads, he declared that the federal government will take into account all of the alternatives that are open to us about the rendition verdict while working to resolve the pre-rendition difficulties. Recall that the court in Abuja dismissed the terrorist case against Nnamdi Kanu on Thursday. In ruling on an appeal filed by Kanu, a three-member panel led by Justice Anatu Sankey determined in an unanimous decision that the respondent had surrendered to the claim that Kanu had been forcibly extradited from Kenya to Nigeria by failing to address the appellant's argument. According to the ruling, read aloud by Justice Adedotun Adefokwe Okije, the federal government must substantiate the legitimacy of Kanu's entry into Nigeria. The appellate court determined that the respondent violated the defendant's right by disobeying the Terrorism Act and all known international conventions and treaties governing the extradition process. The trial court was further declared to lack jurisdiction to continue Kanu's trial due to the illegal and forced rendition of the appellant. The federal government's behavior tainted the entire proceedings, it stated against Kanu, according to the appellate court, and amounted to an abuse of criminal prosecution in general. When it leans toward executive recklessness, the court will never hesitate to bring the executive to order. The appellate court concluded that the appeal has merit as a result. Kanu's attorney, Mike Ozekhome-San, argued the appeal on September 13 and informed the three-person panel that Kanu was initially charged on December 23, 2015 and was granted bail on April 25th, 2017. He continued by saying that in September 2017, operatives of the federal government, the respondent, initiated a military operation targeting the appellant's hometown, codenamed Operation Python Dance, which caused him to flee the country, first to Israel and subsequently to London. On June 27, 2021, the federal government forcibly detained Kanu in Kenya and returned him to Nigeria in most harsh and inhuman manner, he remembered. The federal authorities brought the appellant to court on June 29, 2021, where he was arrested. On April 8, 2022, the trial judge, Justice Bintalu Yakul of the Federal High Court, Abuja, dismissed 8 counts of the 15-count allegation brought against the appellant by the federal government. We humbly submit that the trial count shouldn't keep the remaining 7 counts because Kanu was originally charged with 5 counts in Kenya before being extradited to Nigeria. According to Section 15 of the Extradition Act, Kanu is not permitted to be charged without the Kenyan government's consent, according to Law Zekome. The remaining 7 counts cannot stand since they were submitted without following the rules of specialty as intended by Section 15 of the Extradition Act and without following due process. Counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8, which the Federal High Court upheld, were crimes the appellant Kanu is accused of committing prior to his forcible extradition to Nigeria. So my dear listeners, now we've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by at the comment section and let's know what your view is all about.